Welcome everybody to a new My Hero Academia video. Guys, it's here much sooner than I thought we would have it, but it's here. I thought it would take a couple days, but no, it's here today. It's the guide, the new Ultimate Endeavor guide. It's right here for you to enjoy, guys, for you to take advantage of, so that you can use your shiny brand new Endeavor. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. As you can see, there's a new cover, a new it looks a little prettier, right? Just to clarify for those of you that were a little bit confused, YUYJ is the brains behind the operation. He's the one giving us all of the advice, all of the builds, the combos, everything comes from him. I'm just a pretty face that like I edit the document and I make the video, but that's it. I don't really I don't know as much about the game as he does. So yeah, just wanted to make that very clear that this is a joint effort. It's not just me, okay? So let's just jump into the guide right away because we have a lot to cover. So let's start with the general core gameplay, which is going to be the first piece of advice is going to be that all of your damage is in lance form, okay? So for you to enter your lance form, you need 50% temperature, right? Which is the fire bar at the bottom. You can see right there on the pictures on the Q ability that there's a fire bar at the bottom. That's your temperature, and you're going to need that bar to be filled up to at least 50% so that you can switch into your lance form. And then you want to be, if you follow this guide and you follow also the talents that we recommend, right? There's a link in the description. There's always going to be a link in the description to the talent guide. It's separate. I'm sorry, I know it's kind of confusing sometimes, but it's really difficult to just cram everything into this, so the talent guide is separate. But yeah, anyways, if you follow this guide step by step, right, then you want to be switching out of your lance form every 15 seconds in order to recast your lance retrieval. So what this is going to do is that it's going to optimize the way that you heal and the way that you deal damage, the way that you manage your temperature, because if you don't know, once you release your lance, right, when you come out of your lance form, your temperature resets, right? So keep all of this in mind. All right, so another thing, I know everybody knows by now, right, that Endeavor got nerfed. He doesn't heal as much as he does in the Taiwanese version. It's not really that huge of a deal that he doesn't heal that much, because you want to be on low health, right? You will deal more damage while you are in low health. That is basically what Endeavor is about, right? Like, he wants to low health so that he can deal more damage. Also, the lower your health, the more the bigger the shield that you will get out of your quirk, right? And the more you can get your opponents by surprise, right? So yeah, it's really not that big of a deal that we don't have as much damage. Also, I think there's somewhere miscellaneous. Oh yeah, right there. So you heal 40% of your max HP every time that you do the combo that I'm going to show you later. So it's perfectly fine, guys. You want your health to be low so you can deal more damage. Also another misconception that I've seen a lot: you cannot kill yourself. You cannot. You won't die from burning yourself. You won't burn yourself to death. You can't, because self-harm from your high temperature will stop when you reach 25% health left. All right, so you can't kill yourself, okay? Yes, you have less healing, but you can't kill yourself. The one thing that I will give to you that can happen is that you will be at 25% health and then the boss will one-shot you. That can happen, but that can happen always, right? So we have a lot to cover. I don't have the combos right now, so if anyone has the combos, I forgot to write them down. Honestly, I was so excited to try Endeavor that I just completely forgot to write his combos down. So if anybody has them, can you please DM them to me, or leave it in the comments so that I can paste it here? That would be amazing. I would really appreciate that. So yeah, so let's just move then to the optimal combo. This is the optimal way to use your abilities so that you maximize everything: damage, crits, AoE, crowd control, everything. This is the optimal way to use Endeavor, okay? So we have two variations of the same combo, and you will see why they vary, okay? So let's just jump into it. First of all, what you will want to do as soon as the fight starts is you will want to use your W, right? Your W without lance, obviously. You don't have your lance when the fight starts. So you will use your W to charge to 50% or more temperature. They cannot, I'm pretty sure they can't, it's either that they can't deal damage or they can't interrupt you or something like that, but basically it's very, very hard. This is like Kirishima's W, in the sense that it's very hard to interrupt this ability, and there's very few things in the game that can actually interrupt it if it works the same way as Kirishima, which I'm pretty sure it does, but I might be wrong. Someone in the comments, if you know better, please tell me. But I'm pretty sure it works kind of like the same way as Kirishima. You charge your W, and then Endeavor kind of like goes into that charging state while I can't remember if he's invincible or he takes less damage, or I remember when I read the Chinese translations that he got a buff to his defense if he got hit during that animation, but let me know in the comments, guys. But I'm pretty sure it's very difficult to interrupt his W charge. So that's the very first thing that you will want to do, okay? And then once you have 50% or more temperature, you will use your Q. And what your Q will do, we will see this later when we cover the abilities, but basically what will happen is you will materialize your lance in your hand and you will throw it right away. So the lance shows up in your hand and you throw it. Okay, so if your lance hits an enemy, it will root that enemy for 5 seconds, right? So you want to make sure that you hit an enemy, because you will pin them down and they will be very, very sad. 5 seconds is an extremely long time. Doesn't sound like it, but it is. It really is. Especially when you're getting your face melted by Endeavor. So you will raise your temperature with W, you will throw your Q, you will throw your lance, then you will go and pick up your lance. This ability cannot be interrupted. This I do remember. Nobody can interrupt you when you are going to pick up your lance, because Endeavor does like, so the lance lands, and there's like a little circle around it, like an area around the lance where it landed, and you have to get into that area, and then you can press your Q again, and Endeavor will dash towards his lance and pick it up, and that dash cannot be cancelled by any means, okay? So you will throw your lance, then you will go pick it up, and when you pick it up, then you will be in lance form, okay? So from that point on, if you're far away from the enemy, then you use your W with your lance, which is a dash, right? And you will dash to your enemy, and then you will E. The E is that pillar of fire that looks amazing. I love the color palette of this hero. I love it. It's so cool. So yeah, you will do the flame pillar, and then you will do your full auto attack combo. You somewhere in the miscellaneous advice, there's something that says that you should never interrupt your basic attack chain in lance form to cast skills, okay? So keep that in mind. So you do your pillar, then you do your full auto attack combo, and then you do W again, which is the dash, because that's the ability that's going to be on cooldown. It's the ability that will be on cooldown, or the cooldown for that ability will be done by the time that you finish your combo, and then this is hopefully going to be a lot clearer when you can see this on the screen when I show it to you while I speak. And so when you do your dash, and then you Q again. And this time, since you are in lance form, if you Q, you will throw your Q again, and it will cause an explosion on the floor, and then you're not on Q anymore, and your temperature also resets. So you need to charge your temperature again. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go back to W, charge, and then you repeat everything again. So, all right. So another optimal combo that you can do is, this one is going to be a longer one, and you can do this one if you can afford to actually, be on low health for some time. So if you're fighting, I don't know, mock contest on a recommended BP that's considerably like 10k higher than yours, then you should probably not go for this. But if you can afford to be on low HP for a while, then you want to do this combo, right? So basically what you will want to do is you'll start the same way. You'll start with with charging your W to 50% or more temperature. Then you will throw your lance, you will pick it up, and then if you're on top of the enemy, you will use your E, the pillar, and then you will dash with your W, and then you will actually try to get as many auto attack combos in as you can while your E is on cooldown. I think it should be at least 2 auto attack combos before E comes out of cooldown. I'm pretty sure it must be 2. And then once your E is out of cooldown, you cast it again, and you do this 2 or 3 times every time that you get into lance form. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit longer. It's certainly a longer combo. You will be on lower health for longer, but this is just optimal if you can afford to be on low HP. Obviously, don't try to do this with a boss that can one-shot you, right? Or at least that can chunk, take half of your health off. Just chunk half of your health off. So definitely keep in mind the situation that you're in before you choose which one to go for, right? So basically then what you're going to do is you're going to cast E, and then you're going to auto attack combo, then you E again, auto attack combo, and then on the third E, after the third E, then you Q to throw your lance and return to your normal form. You do one more auto attack combat in your normal form, right? And then you start over with the W charge and you do the same thing again, right? So hopefully that's clear. Like I said, there's going to be, the gameplay is going to be on the screen while I'm talking, so hopefully it'll be easy to understand. Alright, so now let's go through Endeavor's abilities, okay? So we have the Q first, of course, the Fire Lance / Exploding Lance, okay? So, like I said before, you need 50% of your temperature for you to actually use your Q, first of all, right? And when you use it, you will materialize your lance in your hand and you will throw it right away immediately. If you hit an enemy, that enemy will be rooted for 5 seconds. If you don't, well, nothing will happen. But either way, the lance will be on the floor. The lance will land on the floor, and it will like cause a sort of like an area to show up, like you will see it in the video, and then you have to approach that area around the lance and press Q again to pick up the lance. Picking up that lance on an enemy that doesn't have hyper armor will throw them away. So you will pick up your lance, and then you will be in lance form, right? In lance form, your abilities change and your auto attacks also change. So keep that in mind, okay? So once you're in lance form, if you use your Q, once you're in lance form, your temperature will continuously rise up. So keep that in mind, guys, because if you're at full temperature and the little fire right next to that the bar is showing you like an exclamation mark, then you're taking damage, right? You're inflicting damage to yourself, because this is obviously a reference to Endeavor's actual abilities in the manga or the anime, right? Where when he uses a lot of his abilities, his temperature, his body temperature rises up, and then he starts damaging his organs. Same thing, right? I love how they translated that to the game. So when you're in lance form, if you use your Q again, you will throw your Q. If you go to the talent tree and you go bottom right, then when you use that ability and you throw your Q, your lance, and the lance lands, it will cause a large area of the floor to burn, and that will last 10 seconds and will cause 20 ticks of damage to your enemy. Okay, that's if you go bottom right as your first branch in the talent tree. Okay, so yeah. Then we have his W, which is Consuming Flame / Piercing Lance. As you can see, like I said before, your abilities change depending on whether or not you are in lance form, right? And to get into lance form, you need to have your bar 50% charged, and then use your Q. So, and then pick up your lance. So, your W without your lance, you can use it to instantly raise your temperature as soon as the fight starts. It's basically a Kirishima's W, like I said before, right? I already mentioned all of this. You just charge it up and your temperature rises, and then one thing that I didn't mention is that you drag your enemies towards you, kind of like a Tokoyami's E. sort of, right? Your enemies will be dragged towards you. I'm not sure if it works on hyper armor enemies or not, because I know that Aizawa can drag enemies towards him with his first auto attack on his ambush stance. So not sure if this one works. We'll test it out. So that's your W without your lance, right? And then you have your W in lance form, which is a dash. You just use it to chase because it's just a dash. You just dash towards your enemy. That's pretty much it. That's all there is to W. Then you have your E, which is pretty much same thing. Your E without your lance will punch upwards, and you will fly into the air with the enemy. One thing to keep in mind, another thing that I put on the miscellaneous advice is that when you're in the air from your E, you can auto attack, and you will have a different animation that will basically it's like a skidding. You will probably see it on the video. He will like I don't know, like kick downwards. It's kind of weird, but remember that don't just E and then just stand there and fall, right? Auto attack right after you E, because it will give you like a really cool extra attack. I love the animations in this character. And then his E with the lance is a flash fire pillar that is like, again, it's exactly like a Tokoyami's E. It will just create an AoE, and it will throw an enemy into the air, or enemies into the air, exactly like a Tokoyami's E. It even looks similar. Then you have the ultimate. The ultimate is just also ton of damage. I don't think there's a single ultimate in the game that actually does anything else. And then we have his quirk, his special, right? So his quirk gives you a massive shield. It gives you a shield for 50% of the health that you are missing. So this is a ton of math, so I'm really sorry. But basically, if you have 30% health left and you use your quirk, you will get a 35% health shield, right? So you will go back up to 65% health technically, right? Then if your shield pops or it expires, you'll get a damage boost, which I'm not sure how to calculate, because I read this off of the Chinese translation, so they were apparently very wonky, so I don't want to risk saying something that isn't true. Alright, and lastly, we're gonna go through the miscellaneous, some of the miscellaneous advices that we have for you, and also cards and chips, okay? So let's start with the miscellaneous, and basically these are all stuff that I already mentioned before, but one thing, the first thing is that you should never interrupt your basic attack chain in lance form to cast skills, and that you should always finish your attack chain before casting your skills. It's because his attacks, Endeavor's attacks, are very, very powerful. His combo is very very annoying to deal with. It's like Kirishima's combo. I don't know if you know what I'm talking. If you play PvP, you know what I'm talking about, in the sense that they're just very stunny. I don't know how to put it, honestly. Just keep in mind, you can ask for more details if you go to the official Discord and you ping YUYJ. But yeah, just keep in mind that you should never break your attack chain when you're in lance form, okay? And then the optimal combo, or one of the optimal combos that we were talking about before, is that it will heal you 40% of your max HP every time that you do it. I'm pretty sure that goes for either one of the optimal combos that I mentioned. I'm pretty sure. So 40% of your max HP healed up is a lot, is a ton. That added to your shield means that you will definitely not have any trouble, even if you can't heal as much as in the Taiwanese version, for sure. So lastly, we have that you can auto attack while you're in the air. A lot of people that don't actually, or I haven't actually seen this a lot in the Discord, not to say at all, but this is something that you should definitely keep in mind. You can auto attack from the air with this character, right? After you use your E without your lance, you will end up in the air, and you can auto attack there. I showed it before, actually, in this video. I showed it before. He just like skids down on the floor, And then also you can do it from your lance form queue. So yeah, keep that in mind. You can just auto attack. You don't need to just wait until you fall down to the floor. No, you can just keep going, right? Like, you know how this game goes, especially in PvP, right? You can't let your enemy breathe. Alright, so finally for the support cards. The support cards are actually very simple, very straightforward. You basically want anything that has crit in it. Pretty much. That's pretty much all you want. So you're going to want the Fist Girl, I forgot her name, but yeah, the Fist Girl. You're gonna want Nomu. Shigi is another excellent card to have, and obviously the exclusive ones from Endeavor, you're gonna want them for sure. I'm not sure why people are recommending that you, or saying that you need to pull his cards to make him good. I don't understand why. The nerf was to his health recovery, not to his damage, and the only thing that the cards give him is damage. So if someone can explain to me what the train of thought is there, then I would greatly appreciate that, because I'm really confused about that. And then we have, for a budget, I didn't do this in Tokoyami, I might update his guide later, but for the budget cards I just put a bunch of 4 stars. These are just cards that in general are going to be good with Endeavor's playstyle. For 5-star cards, I didn't put any, but I would recommend you, or actually, YUYJ would recommend that you use Ectoplasm or Snipe, I think, yeah. So yeah. And then finally for his chips, you can see that that right there in that section, it says that crit and penetration are going to be his best damage scaling stats. So basically, when you farm your chips, make sure that that the stuff that you farm actually, or the chips that you farm actually do have crit and penetration, because those are going to be the best stats for Endeavor, especially if you choose to go for the top right branch in his silent tree instead of the bottom right, because his top right branch is going to give you a permanent, well, not a permanent, but you can make it permanent, but depending on how you play, you can make a permanent 12 attack % crit. So you will, if you go for top right, you will definitely want to maximize your crit on your chips. Also, a baseline S Endeavor, not an SS Endeavor, but a baseline S Endeavor with 6 stars chips has a built-in 130 attack increase. So again, I don't understand why people are saying that you need to pull his exclusive cards to give him more damage. Endeavor has plenty of damage. In fact, with the nerf that he got, he has now more damage than before, because he's not recovering as much health, and the less health that he has, the more damage that he does. So someone please explain to me in the comments, why are people saying that you need his exclusive cards, because I don't understand. So that's pretty much gonna be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you use this guide. You get to use your Endeavor, and that you get a blast with him. You have a blast with him. I hope you enjoyed. Please, if you want to support, just leave a like, leave a comment. What did you think? Do you have any recommendations, any suggestions? I will edit the guide with any suggestion or any advice that you have. Also, if anyone has the combos, please leave it in the comments so that I can add it to the guide. It would be very helpful. And subscribe if you'd like more guides like this. Like I said before, we're going to be making one for each character. Right now we have Tokoyami and Endeavor, but of course we're going to go through the entire roster eventually, so keep an eye out for that. So that's going to be it, and I'll see you on the next one.